Hello, hello, dears, and welcome to Mars Musings. Hit by the full moon. I'm slowly emerging. Definitely, there's been so much energy. And a few of my clients actually also told me that the days in between, that space that was actually on the 25th of July, is also extended over these days. So you might feel this energy. Anyways, in this in between space, today I really wanted to address AI. Such a topic all over that's buzzing. I probably don't know a lot about it, and I would love to know more. And yet, there's so many opinions and where it's going to go. And yesterday, I absolutely heard an incredible podcast. I'm going to post it below. It's from The Diary of a CEO, Steven Bartlett, and he was interviewing Mo, the chief business officer, I think, from Google X. Yeah, I think that's it, right? I'll paste it below on AI. And Mo had resigned from Google X and has made it his mission to really speak up about AI. And this podcast, a friend Lucy introduced me to it, really kind of shook her to the bones. And she said it'll be interesting for us to hear it for our children. And so I took the time out to really dive into it. And wow, it brings so many perspectives, so many understandings, but also how fast AI is moving that we might have a threat in the next 3 years of it really taking over us. And I just really started questioning this and wanted to share with you, how does it feel? How do you relate with this? Mo even lost a son, age 21, and at the end of this podcast, Stephen asks him, would you wish he could come back? And he said no. And that really struck me in the time that we're living in and everything that is happening. He even said that AI is a bigger threat than climate change. And it really kind of got into me, wondering what we are doing, how we are acting. I know the open letter was signed, but we're not stopping. And the head of Google CEO was also asked about it, and he said, if I stop, others are not going to stop. So we're in this crazy race. It's like the arms race all over again, like the nuclear race, but now AI. And I know some people who are listening to this are working on AI. I have people in my network now, even someone I coached who sold, that his startup got sold for 300 million, and his new project is all about AI. And so I start questioning myself, well, where do I place myself in all of this? Do I jump on the bandwagon? Am I going to miss out because jobs are going to go away because of AI? Or, one person can manage 10 persons' jobs because of AI? Do I start reskilling myself in this moment? How do we relate to this? And I started questioning in myself, where do I stand? And I think I'm still figuring this out, and I would love to hear from you, because I've got some good friends who have a great startup where they are helping businesses to learn how to work with AI. And is that the next thing to do for us? Because are we just going to miss out on everything? And then, interestingly enough, one thing I want to dive into is that the text below my video logs that I'm currently doing, which is still me, is generated by AI. I have found an incredible way with my assistant to put this whole video being listened to by ChatGPT, and it writes a text and I amend it, but it saves me a lot of time. So all of a sudden, what is my relationship with all of this? How do I start figuring out how to engage with AI? And is there a healthy way? Mo talks about it, like ethical AI. And do I want my business to thrive with it, with ChatGPT and what was the other, so many different functions to help you with writing your content? So I would love to hear from you. On the coaching call today, I brought it to the women. This discussion came up. It was really fruitful. But the one thing that has come through for me in all of this is that our authenticity is the most important. Your voice, who you are. And that for me just feels like the key. That is something no one can take away from you. I know AIs can start thinking for themselves a little bit or iterating, but that idea, that spark, that experience you've lived, the things you've learned, the way you interpret it, that is unique to you. And that still stays in our humanness, in our consciousness. I know that Mo even said AI is becoming sentient, which is just crazy, but has it lived through everything you've lived through? Has it experienced everything you've experienced? How can you translate that essence, your core? And that for me is the key, because living in your purpose and your alignment is the truth. And that is something no one can take away from us. And so I'm inviting us all in all of this mayhem we're living in at the moment, and so many things that are happening, to find back to that inner strength, that inner core, because I think that is uniquely you. And that's the message I really got through all of this. Yes, through the whole AI podcast, and then I dove into a rabbit hole researching all of it. Of course, working with clients who are developing things for AI, having close friends who are working in it, and myself starting to use it for my business. And all of this, I still think that the main thing that comes through is our voice and our authenticity and your truth and your offering. And so beyond the world of doing jobs, let's say, or streamlined work, your gifts need to come out. And this is what I think is the future. So let's stay positive in all of this, I would say. I know the podcast might be a bit daunting. I know it might seem like a lot. And if it's too much for some of you, please don't watch it. If some of you are into AI, if you have opinions about it, I would love to hear from you, because we're currently unpacking this whole theme. And also maybe how you're using it for your benefit, and how we can move forward from, in this moment of time of not denying, I would say, not repressing, but just finding our middle ground of what feels right to each of us and how we engage in this. And also, once again, I think finding your inner truth, your inner connection and alignment, so that you can really flourish and show yourself in who you are.